China will surpass the United States in terms of its crude oil consumption. And I guarantee you those reserves in the Middle East are a lot closer to China than they are here in the United States. 85% of our energy needs, as I already showed you, will continue to come from fossil fuels, at least for the next half century or more. During the energy crisis of the 70s, we were only 23% reliant. Okay, today we're over 60% reliant, but because of the shale plays across the country, we're starting to see for the first time that number actually lower. The average person consumes 3 gallons of refined products each day. And again, I'll have a picture that demonstrates that a little bit better. And our demand for natural gas, because we are using so much more, and Don Mason gave some great stats earlier on this, we're expected to increase by 50% the next 25 years because we are using so much more to generate electricity. I love this picture here. This is out of National Geographic. What I like even better is this is a Stowe, Ohio family. And this is a petrochemical teacher. This is why we are so reliant on foreign crude. People typically think of it as fuels, but it's all the different products that we make from it. Crude oil, we can make more than 6,000 products out of it. There's very few medicines, okay, cosmetics, things like that that are not made from crude oil. The neat thing about natural gas is, number one, it is considered a very green, environmentally friendly energy source. Natural gas can be used immediately, but prior to it coming into a facility like this or into your home, we're going to add in, people think that chemicals are bad. Not all chemicals are bad. We're going to add in a chemical called a mercaptan as a safety component so that you can smell natural gas. It's also added into propane and other things as a safety component. The neat thing about the Utica Shale, or I love what Larry said, the Point Pleasant, doesn't that sound nice? Okay, it just sounds really good, is that we are going to have the natural gas, we're going to have the crude oil, and we are also going to have what's called wet gas. And as Larry mentioned, this is where we get things like propane and butane and all the tanes you had mentioned, helium, okay, things that we use every day. This is why people are excited, because what we're getting out of this petroleum resource is a wide variety of products. Technology has changed. This is our first crude oil refining. Okay, a gentleman by the name of Mr. Kerr took crude oil over an open flame. Okay, cooked it, and it created a clear liquid today known as kerosene. It was this kerosene that replaced whale oil in the United States. There was a lady by the name of Mabel Williams that took the same crude oil over an open flame, cooked it to a black residue. You know what Mabel Williams' company is today? Maybelline. But the refining process has changed. A lot of different products still around today. That's refining today. Okay? And obviously, we're not going to spend a lot of time on that. A couple of results. The top map, as Larry indicated, that's where we've drilled 275,000 wells in the state. The one at the bottom is where the 64,000 active wells are. The 2011 numbers are still being compiled, but in 10 we drilled 431 wells. And to give you an idea, and I want to put that in perspective because people really have to understand, 30 years ago, we drilled over 6,000 wells in the state of Ohio. We will never drill 6,000 wells in the state of Ohio again. And if you think about what a horizontal well is, what it's really doing, depending on how far out that lateral is, it is replacing 15 to 40 vertical wells. So what we're doing is we are reducing the environmental footprint, and because of technology, we can really produce vast amounts of energy. We are going to look at chemistry. There we go. I love these fact sheets out down here. We've got numbers of them on each of the counties. But to give you an idea, just here in Muskingum County, we have drilled over 10,000 wells in Muskingum County. We currently have over 28 active wells. Last year, the neat thing about Muskingum County, you produced almost 4 billion cubic feet of natural gas. And what's even better is almost 100% of that stayed right here in your own community, so you do help to produce a lot of your own energy needs. Larry's already gotten into the Utica Shale map, and these maps, we did leave these out for you at the table. And again, this gives you an idea of what that horizontal lateral is replacing. Environmental and footprint today is much different. This picture up here is from Bremen, Ohio, and this is where we literally drilled one well on top of another. The footprint today is going to depend on the landowner. Okay, they've got a lot of say-so in that. And finally, I'm going to close very briefly, and I've got all this information out there too, so you can't write down all these stats. As Linda had mentioned earlier, the Ohio Oil and Gas Energy Education Program, we did an economic impact study. It was an update to our 2008 study. What's different between the study we did and what the Ohio Chamber is, we only focus on the exploration and production side. And it makes sense for the Chamber to take a look at the other businesses. So I can't wait to see these two studies coming together. Our data sources, confidential surveys, interviews, obviously a lot of confidentiality agreements. We are looking at 5-year business plans. This was also further critiqued, like the Ohio Chamber, by the Ohio State University, as well as Marietta College. And we also had Zane State College here that was a participant, as well as Central Ohio Technical College. We need it because we're talking about workforce. So we needed those folks involved in this study as well. What we're looking at here in terms of Ohio, and Rebecca kind of mentioned on this too, some of the places we've already seen. By 2015, we are projecting reinvestments, money being spent here in Ohio, of about $34 billion in exploration. As Rebecca mentioned, I mean, my husband's from the Youngstown area. I mean, they're reopening the steel mills in Youngstown. This is incredible, just to make steel pipe for these Utica wells. Gross state product, this is going to become significant numbers. We're looking at about $23 billion. In terms of royalties, and the royalties can change. It could be a private landowner, it could be a community, it could be a school, it could be a cemetery, it could be a golf course, it could be local government. But we're looking at royalties, just royalties, of about $1.6 billion, which is money that's going to be spent into local communities. This does not include all these sign-on bonuses that have received quite a bit of attention. Tax revenues, this number is certainly going to alter depending on different things going on here in Ohio, but already we're looking at about $478 million being paid in local taxes. And then finally, when it comes to jobs and personal income, what we did is actually where Ohio is right now. This is very, very important. This is not happening tomorrow. It is starting to happen. But we are primarily in a leasing and exploration phase for the next 2 years. Okay? And so what we're looking at in terms of our projections, by 2015, a little over 200,000 jobs. And I think I'm on my last slide here, Rebecca. So what's it all mean? We have a great geological gift here in Ohio. We got a 150-year history of drilling and producing for oil and gas in the state. Smaller environmental footprint today. I think that's great news. And the economic opportunities here in Ohio are terrific. The job opportunities, these are going to be a lot of Ohio jobs. There will be some jobs by experts coming in from out of state, and the way I refer to that is those are still American jobs. And so we're very excited about the opportunities that are going to take place, and boy, is this community in just a wonderful position here in the state of Ohio. Thank you very much.